Welcome back, fellow armchair generals. This is Gamer 1745 here with my continuing playthrough of WarPlan. And yes, we're playing as Germany. And yes, it is a rainy March that we are currently facing here. So we have a bunch of things that we need to do here. One, I want to reoccupy Leningrad. That's right. We're going to have to come back in on that. And let's march up to here and hopefully take them out and reoccupy. So, don't know how much this is just my fault for not keeping some unit there. So we've got 40. Yeah, and maybe we didn't need to bring that other guy up, but whatever. I knew trains couldn't get in there and occupy him, and he wouldn't have any movement after that. But we'll keep the Helsinki garrison, as it were, turn it into the Leningrad garrison. Now down here we're having double secret super rain. So we'll get what we can, as close as we can down there. All right, well, up here, we now have a decent amount of supply, as you can see there. So whether it's coming through Stalingrad or up this way, I'm not absolutely sure, but it looks like maybe both. So let's move. Let's actually do this. Get you on the other side of the river there. Well, that actually got that to there. You know. Can't do rail movement. Why can't you do rail movement? It'll take too much. I guess it's going to take too much effort, but okay, because I wanted to see if we can get rail. Oh, it's probably if we look at it here again, yeah, it's still being repaired. Okay, that's why we can't. I understand that totally. Sometimes. One of, generally speaking, really good things about computer war games like this is you can't break the rules. Where if you're playing, with cardboard counters and whatever else, you may be breaking the rules without knowing it. Though, of course, also, you can't break the rules, so even if you wanted to, you can't. Okay, let's come up here. Most of the air is in double secret super rain. 7 to 1, 2 to 1, 4 to 1. I think we will do the 7 to 1, and we won't bother using that other unit. And just we got it to back off, but not quite the hope of completely destroying the unit outright. Yeah, let's do them again, but this time. One of the reasons I didn't use this unit before is because it would have added possibly a river bonus to it. And the other is it still has its full action points, where that just had one action point, and now that's shattered. Up to here. Seven to 1. Good. Okay, well that's good. Now we'll think about whether we want to go there or there. I am not sure, but we're going to move you right to there, so we won't have what happened at Leningrad. At least not for a while. We'll keep marching up. So I think, sure, there could be some sort of super offensive that pushes us out of here, but I don't see it happening at the moment, so it looks like Leningrad or Stalingrad is secure, which is a good thing. Okay, now double super secret snow. Okay, we've got more beat up than we owe there. Yeah, not terrible, but shouldn't have done it. I just hoping to do a little more damage than we got, just to sort of keep the pressure up on them. Okay, well now. 4-1. Let's make that 4-1. Well, I'm gonna get that done. I was hoping not to have to use. Wow. They're dying hard, aren't they? And having enough rain that I don't think I can get any. Come on, I know I'm over pushing this, but damn, well, okay, you come up to here. Okay, that won't quite help out. Okay, well. Supply issues are keeping me from putting harder there. And likely, you know, get up. I don't. Sure, getting another hex would be nice, but I think just getting the city turning this flank here. What is going to be useful. Okay, they still hold. But we're pushing. You come to there. I think looking at the strength and the armor and whatnot, I think it would be better to go to here. Create another pocket. Not that we can keep that pocket open or closed or whatever, but at least forms the pocket. Turns that. Turns the flank. Now, up here is more tricky decisions in my opinion. Okay. They can get to there. No more move. No more action points, so can't attack. I'm not sure, just quite honestly not sure whether this system is better than strategic commands. You know, I do sort of know the developers of both games, and yeah, I do work with Slytherin. So, presenting sometimes, though, they've recently been having somebody else do the WarPlan. Can't present. I think from their perspective, sure, I would love to be, you know, some games, because those of you who watch know that I have a real relationship with Slytherin. Command modern operations and its subvariants and things. I've played through a couple of the tutorials. I would be qualified to play some more tutorials and have you watch them while I play them. That's about all the qualifications that I have on that game. I could put in the time, but it's a lot of time, not an insurmountable amount of time, and it's not super difficult. But it's a big process. They've given me a copy of the game and whatnot. I haven't presented it to you guys just because, one, it's not historical, and two, I don't know. It's a slow game, and I know some of you like slow games, watching slow games, not just playing them. Yeah, so I haven't really presented more of that. And then there's other games like Battlestar Galactica Deadlock. I'm okay at playing that game. There's definitely a lot of people like Sergeant Z-Dog I know some of these names are familiar to you who also watch the other streamers. Does it so much better and whatnot. So, yeah, sure, I'd love to be the face of Slytherin Matrix. That'd be cool. But, like I'm just sort of saying, realistically, with all the games they produce, I probably couldn't do all of them proper justice. None of the games are technically beyond, because I really like the way, Battlestar Galactica Deadlock and its combat system. Its campaigns are cool. I'm just not terribly a fan of the Battlestar Galactica, the modern series. I watched some of it. I love the original. So I'm a big Battlestar Galactica fan, the old Battlestar Galactica fan. I just thought the Cylon human replicants and whatnot just got too far and too freaky, and I don't know. They lost me at some point in that. But jumping back in time, sort of the Deadlocks thing, that's great. That's cool. So I really enjoyed playing some of that. So, yeah, I'm not saying I could do all their games, the variety stuff, justice for them. But also from a just general business standpoint, it's really good to have different faces present their games. So yeah, I totally understand, totally agree with the idea of what they're doing there. But it does, what's best? If I run around and say, well, hey, WarPlan's better than Strategic Command. Well, do they want me to present Strategic Command anymore? And it's not like, oh, I, cut myself off, or I'm unwilling to say what I think. I'm right now at, and I'll say this, I like this better for a European theater game. Obviously, the global game, Strategic Command, World at War, that's better because if you're winning the World at War, the whole world. This doesn't have it. That does. Strategic Command's very good. There are issues with both of these games. The one issue that really sort of bothers me with Strategic Command is that I can't do this. I can't stack. I get the idea, and I definitely, for all these games, I do wish I could stack, like I could move this core on top of this core here sort of in the rear area, but if I did it right on the front line, it would actually penalize the division. So you can't make it so that Doom stacks are worse than not having them in existence, meaning if you do this, it's worse than, this is always better than stacking. But just the idea that if I, in the turn that I can, move it up nearer to the front to then get ready to push deeper, kind of thing. So for combat, no stacking, but I would like even full unit stacking, or especially like HQs in the rear. The rear area stacking I would be all good with. And if for some reason you're being punched into, like if you have this stacked here and the enemy is, do a mechanized front to come here, just know that, hey, whatever the better unit is in the rear that is getting attacked, it's the one that's fighting, and the other one will equally be destroyed or retreat or whatever, and it doesn't get the benefit of it. So it's really something that is, you want to be careful whether you stack or you don't stack, kind of thing for that. I also, what I dislike about Strategic Command is their, which involves with the stacking situation, is their support units. I would have the support units to fully be able to stack with the mainline cores, fully be able to do that. That's sort of what we have here with the tank destroyer add-on here. So we sort of have that. Now it's somewhat permanently added to, and it's a bit clunky, but in that we have just a let's find another unit here. We have two, the point generation, not so much this isn't so clunky, but just this point generation up here is sort of clunky, arbitrary. Don't know that I like it so much, as opposed to get to somewhat unlimited do it. One support unit per division. Just you get to pick. So you don't get to make super units. but one support unit, but you have to pay for it out of resource points, I guess is what this game calls it. And so many ICs, different games, all talking about the same thing. You'd have to pay for it in some ways as opposed to just the specialty points system. So you could theoretically add a support unit to every one of the corps and every one of the divisions, all of that, but it would mean having less divisions because you're using your points instead of building more divisions, making the divisions you have better. I would want to do something like that. So it's the stacking issues, quite honestly. And here the wonderful, fleet elements here, being able to go, oh yeah, all this is stacked as a unit now, and it's going to fight as a unit. And if it's attacked by aircraft, it's going to, the whatever. Now, I'm not, saying that the combat system's better or whatever else, but the stacking stuff is my serious biggest problem with strategic command. The other one I do have is, there's more than one, is the weather. I like what Alvaro has done here in that you have, super rain, super snow, and then you have regular rain and snow. So you can still do air operations. There are, definitely, I totally agree with a few week-long blizzards in some parts of the world, but other parts of the world, just raining sometimes. So you get some air operations, you get some, but it's not as effective. There's some more nuances here. All that being said, I had the ability to walk to here, but I can't attack that. So this action point system, as opposed to movement and then attack, so that we can attack if you haven't moved. I don't know if that is overdoing it, meaning if we got all three of these cores up here and then made one attack, and that's just one attack. You get one attack, maybe two attacks for, like you do in strategic command for mechanized forces. So either you may get a second attack on the same position or an attack on a deeper unit. I don't know which is better, more realistic, because to some degree it's realism that we're looking for. So both of these games have their strengths and weaknesses. So I'm liking this better because this addresses the two things that were upsetting in strategic command for me: stacking and the weather. Beyond that, I didn't have a lot of complaints. And there's more events, which I really like in strategic command. There's a lot of really good stuff with strategic command. And so if we were playing if it's between this and the war in Europe, I like this a little better. Okay, it isn't wonderfully better, it's a little better. I'm really, really enjoying strategic command World War I, as well as particularly the Ludendorff offensive, more so than the March to Paris, the divisional size games that they made. I'm really loving those. The reason I didn't like the March to Paris was the overly rapid ability for either side, but mostly it was affecting the French, to do so much train movement. I sort of like this system is go figure out your nation. You have sort of arbitrary at 100 for most nations, for the big powers, but and doesn't seem to increase, where Germany increased its rolling stock and especially increased its engines, which is the critical thing during the war. Its own production, did great at engine production. We could go into more of that some other time, which I have in other games. Can you get, yes, I think we would get it this back anyways, but we'll just do that for now. I like that a little better than paying the MPPs to move stuff. It's just to sort of like go, oh yeah, the French have however many trains. They can use it. They can't, but they can't endlessly use stuff. So I like that a little better. But I'm really, it doesn't seem as big of a factor with the Ludendorff offensive, the rail situation. And I'm really loving the whole war strategy, the whole war scale game for Strategic Command World War One. I really love those. I think the whole mechanism and the way they work it out works better. They don't really have support units like, armored trains. They've done a better job, in my opinion, with the scale of the situation. So, yeah, no, it's I really like that. So I like Strategic Command too. I'm loving the World War One, the way they've done that. So yeah, so I don't know whether do I get to make 5 attacks with this one? Is that fair? I don't know. They're into the snow. Okay, no, okay. Well, we'll just do. Well. Okay, well, that pushed them back. And I guess we'll keep pressure on them. They're really sort of messed up. Okay, how far could you get to there? So I guess we'll get you to there. You get the railway. Snow, rain. Okay, well let's. Okay, well, we're gonna move this guy forward for future air operations. What would the 2-to-1 there? Fly around the snow and just through the rain. Okay, what would the attack be like now? 3-to-1. I'm gonna get 1 attack with that division or that corps. I'm hoping to get this at least push back, and I want to destroy this weakened armored corps here. Let's move you up to here. It's mostly, I guess, for future operations when we push into north of Moscow. But I think what we will see about doing. Yeah, getting that flank there would be damned useful. There we go. Oh. 1 attack. 5-to-1. Yeah, it's mostly likely going to win, quote unquote, but too far back. sort of did some of the job that we wanted done. Going in, threatening, pushing. Well, I knew that was a 1-to-1, so it wasn't likely to be a complete victory there, but we're just using the Italians to push some. Okay, well, okay, about what I expected, unfortunately. This weakened armored unit. Just about everything we have air-wise. Push them back. Now. Yeah, that's what I have to do here. Okay, push them all the way back to there. Very good. They retreat. Okay, I was maybe hoping for battering. Okay. 2-to-1, 2-to-1. No more air to bring in. Yeah, just though. I'm not gonna disorganize us anymore. We're already down way low on organization on a lot of this stuff. One of the units. Okay, let's. No, I didn't need to do that. There we are. Okay. All right. Hope these nations have enough fuel to be able to handle these air attacks. They're light, and these guys are pretty messed up as it already is. Okay, but I know there's a lot of rivers crossing here. I think that's as hard as I'm going to push it this turn. I felt I pushed it too hard in a few cases. They can't. Oh, they can reposition. Okay. Hope you guys don't mind my fairly slow play style. Okay, let's not forget other activities. You guys, we're going to put you on trains. Guess we're going to get you all the way down to here. So like this that you don't have to fret over moving. If that's all I'm going to be moving this turn, or significantly all that I'm going to be moving this turn via railway. Keep you guys along the railways. I just don't know if we're going to jump you on anything. Okay, we're going to put you on boats. We'll get you all the way down to there. We'll get you into port next turn. Just in case for some reason they attack next turn. We'll at least have forces there. So I think it's down here, Casablanca, or down here. I don't see landing down here would be such a disaster for us. Depends on what they land, of course, but if I can get down here and hold with some German forces, I think that'd be okay. I think if they move into the desert or the mountains out here, they'll just starve us supplies quickly. What I'm worried about if I come down here too strong is then being hit up here and then running out of supplies. And similarly up here, that's why I'm a little stronger here. Okay. Yeah, let's do a shipping. Oh, damn. Okay. Just trying to punish whatever shipping they have there. Now, okay, well, let's keep shifting our naval forces. Now, I don't know about what is better, the sort of supply limitations that we have with the submarines that they have to keep going to and from port, every few turns, or whether they should just sort of be out here until hit. Yeah, they could come back to port. No, maybe not. Let's see about that next turn. Just doesn't seem to be that much of a challenge by mostly gotten air attacks from up here if I get too close to Iceland. Out here, so I don't know if it's just a little too easy for the German submarines. Okay, well, let's look at production here. We're on Germany. Once again, we're gonna have some. Well, I guess we can deploy them now. That would be nice. And just put them on railways. I don't remember specifically where, if there was a specific, oh, well, something like Leningrad would be nice. It would be better than having a, well, the Finns will handle that probably well enough, but. Oh, and so we have a Met Corps coming and another air and another infantry corps. I think what we want to do is build another armored core. It'll take most of our points, but yeah, that's what we're sort of looking at doing. I just maybe on a question, why did I move the Italians via sea from all the way up here down to here, the Germans down to rail? If it wasn't immediately apparent to you, the Germans were starting up here, so they couldn't get to the rail or use the rail to get to a port and then get on ship that turn. So it was best to get them, and it doesn't matter distance on the rail system. So it's better to use the rail system to sort of get them as close as you can, and then go via sea. And since these guys, well, yeah, they're gonna get off the boat next turn, just about whatever. So if we were really worried about enemy attacks, then yeah, I would have gotten them into a port nearby and then made sure I could dash into the other port and unload there, but that didn't seem to be a concern at this point for them. Okay, now let's also look at Italy. I think they're the only other ones that might need to build something. I think we're just going to continue to save up. Truck supply. Man, what is German truck supply? Ooh, well, no, we don't have much stockpile. Well, we'll restockpile some stuff and get some more truck supply. I'm not using it as well as I could or should. I know that. Just maybe not used to the system so much. I'm not sure whether that's a good idea. It's not a bad idea. Just not sure. And maybe truck supplying, say, these units prior to doing their advance or something would have been a good idea. Yeah, okay. For sure, I'm not perfect with this game. Yeah, no, none of these will have deployable forces, I don't think. That's right, we have the Turkish one here. Okay, yeah, let's get you up to here. And then we will see about next turn getting them closer. We still have the Istanbul garrison to operate in the Mediterranean, and of course these other weaker forces if we need them. Still got the Italian Corps down here and whatnot, but yeah, okay. Let's quick scan here. Anything more I really want to do? Nope, not so much. Yeah, we're sure enough to hit the button. Uh-oh. Well, there goes my worry about units being attacked in transit. How badly were they damaged? Surprised they didn't go into Odessa, but maybe they just want to get away from these guys as long as they can. Or did they fade now? Okay, interceptors. Oh, we sunk a convoy. Right. What is the current condition of these units? Okay, they look fairly well off. So before I forget, yes, let's move into here. Enemy fails interdiction, very nice. Unselect all, and then let's go to port, which will put them back to the same other hex, but on a land hex. Okay, good. They weren't able to intercept them. That's nice. And let's see if we can do an airstrike here. Alright. Air losses. Okay, how bad are we? We're only at 19. Okay. Making them work for it, and they also got more subs in here. Yeah, well, we're going to end the episode here. I want to thank you all for watching. Thanks for liking the videos. Please tell a friend, and if you haven't, if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. I really love your comments, so please post questions, tips, suggestions, comments, whatever below. See you next time for more historical gaming.